Nowadays, there are too many fragrances being released by different brands. There are new fragrances, there are new lineups, and even more flankers. And it's more important than ever not to get swept away with the hype. But if you are genuinely looking for good perfumes, it can get really confusing. I totally get that. What I would recommend you personally is that you make a short list of fragrances which cater to your specific choice. This way you would have less fragrances to worry about. Well, now on to this video. I have picked 6 best perfumes which I have added to my collection this year, of course until today, and I will update this video once again at the end of this year. If you are tuning into the channel for the first time, do consider subscribing to this channel and show your support by hitting that like button if you like this video. So let's dive in. At number 6, I have picked this fragrance from the French Avenue, the sub-brand of Fragrance World. I had reviewed this recently, Aromatics Platine Blanc. This perfume is really interesting. It has some unique advantages, but with 2 major drawbacks. What is going right for this fragrance is its wonderful opening. It starts off with a beautiful mint note, or more like a spearmint that is very fresh, with just tiny hint of sweetness and little bit of citruses in the opening as well. This is a perfume that you can pull it off all year round because it has that creamy smell in the dry down. And I think this is going to be a fabulous pick for the summers. But the 2 drawbacks that I talked about, which I think is holding back this fragrance, is the first one being price. While I agree that it is very unique even in this price point, it is lacking a bit in the performance section. First, it has a soft projection and the longevity is average. In reality, I was never expecting monstrous performance from this perfume, but I was certainly expecting more projection from this fragrance. And that's where I was a bit disappointed. The longevity is actually okay. I was never expecting it to be a 10-hour fragrance, and since the projection is on the softer side, slightly lower price, say something under 3500 rupees, would have made it way better offering than what it is right now, especially coming from Nib from Aromatics, who believes in providing strongest fragrances for the price. And if you are interested, check out the full review. I will put it on the top I button. Well, the 5th fragrance of this list doesn't have the disadvantages of the previous fragrance. In fact, it is one of the most underrated fragrance from the house of Ahmad Al-Maghribi. It is the Black Fume. It opens up with a beautiful fruity, sweet and tart raspberry note, and underneath lies the smoky, dark smell that Ahmad Al-Maghribi is well known for. This is one of those fragrances which changes drastically from the opening to dry down. This is one of the Ahmad Al-Maghribi fragrances which I would rate very highly, especially at the price point it comes in. Performance is also very good, not quite beast mode, but it is very strong. You should get about 8 hours of longevity on clothes. If you want a fragrance for the cooler weather or for the upcoming winters, this one is highly recommended from my side. Do check the full review of this fragrance as well. The next fragrance of this list is from the house of Ibrahim El Kureshi, and it's the French Tobacco. This perfume takes inspiration from the Louis Vuitton Imagination, but it is not a flat out clone. I would rather call it a twist. It opens up with a very bright and juicy citruses along with that beautiful neroli. I absolutely love iris and neroli based fragrances, and once the citruses settle down, it smells like an expensive soap with a strong spicy facet. And this is the twist I was talking about. The spiciness in this fragrance is very prominent and it smells a bit mature as well. The Platine Blanc was perfectly unisex, and this one still pretty unisex, but those spices make it slightly masculine leaning. In terms of versatility, it is excellent, and the performance is also wonderful for a fresh fragrance. About 7 to 8 hours of longevity on clothes with very good projection for the first 1.5 hours. The 3rd fragrance of this list is currently very popular. It is Afnan's Rare Reef. Once again, a fragrance inspired from the Louis Vuitton fragrances, and this time this is Afnan's take on the Pacific chill. Once again, this perfume opens up with a bunch of citruses, very juicy and sweet this time, almost like the smell of an orange candy. There is fruitiness from the orange and the apricot with subtle hints of floral elements as well. But the spiciness is what makes it different from other fragrances. It helps this fragrance last a lot longer even after the citruses fade away completely. Generally, I don't recommend you to blind buy fragrances, but this one is very easy to recommend. It's compliment magnet, fresh, mass appealing, inoffensive. Not many things can go wrong about this fragrance. Perfectly unisex and an excellent cologne for the summers. I have covered this fragrance in a full review. Do check that video out for even more details. The next fragrance of this list is from a designer brand, unlike most Middle Eastern brands mentioned on this list. This one is from Hugo Boss, and it is the Boss Bottled Absolute. Their recent releases has been on fire to say the least. These are some of the best designer fragrances which offer great value for money. I am talking about the Elixir and Absolute. You You can even get smaller bottles at very affordable price point, somewhere in the range of Middle Eastern fragrances. And at that price point, you are getting a smell that is similar to Carlisle. This is certainly not a fragrance that I would recommend you to blind buy. Suitable for colder weather, it smells very rich and full. It is very smoky with lot of woodiness. It also has got some sweetness, but it's not your regular kind of sweetness, more of that resinous sweetness. Very deep and expensive smelling. In terms of performance, it is an absolute beast, but I will be covering that in full video. In terms of compliment factor, it does get me compliments, but at the same time, I don't feel that this is a mass appealing fragrance. If you want an early review of this fragrance along with Elixir, please comment down below. And if you are enjoying this video till now, please hit that like button as well. Let's move to a mass appealing fragrance with the final perfume on this list. It is the Zemaya Itkan Noir. Inspired from the YSL myself, it has got that same mass appealing DNA. Very clean, soft and powdery in nature. The orange blossom in this fragrance is done very well. This smell is so versatile in nature. It can be an excellent option for date nights, and with that clean and soft nature, it can be a very good office fragrance as well. This one is certainly a very compliment magnet, and surprisingly, it is still somewhat underrated as well. Although this perfume is not groundbreaking by any means, people tend to like fresh, clean and sweet fragrances, and this is exactly what it does. Performance is on the moderate side with around 5 to 6 hours of longevity and good projection for the first hour. So which fragrance among these fragrances is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any feedback for this or any of my previous video, feel free to do so in the comment section down below. I really appreciate the discussion going on. If you took anything value of this video and you love fragrance related content, do consider subscribing to this channel, as your support really means a lot to me. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video. Till then, stay safe and as always, stay honest.